This is a test only for geniuses. You need to cross this room, but without stepping on the black and white squares on the floor. There are only a few yellow squares on the floor, but they are far apart from each other. The first girl just took a look and said no one could do it. As expected, she was eliminated. Next came the second girl. She threw a rope, fixed it to the opposite door, and crossed the room along the rope. The third boy was very strong. With a light jump, he quickly crossed the room. As for the fourth boy, he exploited a loophole in the problem by resting his elbows and knees on the ground and inching forward bit by bit. At this point, only one boy remained. He just looked at the room and walked straight through. Amazingly, he also passed the test. Everyone else was stunned. The boy said the problem was no stepping on squares, but the squares on the floor weren't equal in length and width, so they were rectangles, not squares. The examiner was very satisfied and took them to the next round of testing. In this round, they had to navigate a maze within 5 minutes, then climb stairs to ring a bell upstairs. But only the first 3 people to ring the bell would be accepted. With the sound of the bell, the fourth test officially began. Rennie noticed arrows on each door, but they seemed to have no pattern. Just then, he remembered what Rhonda had said. Only by closing your eyes and feeling with your heart could you find a way out. It turned out the signs used Braille. Meanwhile, Kate, who always took unconventional paths, used a wrench to open the ventilation duct and crawled directly over the maze toward the finish line. Jack, with his powerful memory, tried one path at a time through trial and error, but he didn't know he was being followed by White. As he was about to exit the maze, White knocked him down and rushed up the stairs first. Rennie heard the commotion and came to check, but Jack urged Rennie to go quickly because only 15 seconds were left. But Rennie insisted on staying with Jack. In the end, only White rang the bell within the time limit. Although Kate arrived first, she refused to ring the bell alone. She wanted to wait for the others to ring it together. So the 3 of them stepped forward and rang the bell jointly. Then the teacher announced the test was over. White was ultimately eliminated. He couldn't understand why. He was clearly the first to ring the bell, but the teacher told him. The rule was the first 3 people to ring the bell, not the top 3 individuals. They later arrived at a genius academy. The teacher posed a problem to them. There are 3 switches on the wall, one of which controls the light in the upstairs classroom. If you can only go upstairs once, how can you determine which switch controls the light? Other students tried to answer first, but were silenced by the girl's glare. So the teacher asked the girl to answer. She gave a made-up answer seriously, but it was clearly wrong. Other students also tried to answer, but still no one got it right. Just then, Rennie raised his hand. He said to first press the first switch. Wait 10 minutes watching this video, then turn off the first switch, press the second switch, and run upstairs to check. If the light was on, it meant the second switch was correct. If the light was off, touch the bulb with your fingers. If the bulb was hot, it had been powered on before, so the first switch was correct. If the bulb was cold, the third switch was correct. The teacher was immediately impressed by Rennie, but Kate gave an even simpler answer.